Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today is another day of the Zero to Gold Cap Challenge. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. Okay, so today we are going to be going over crafting cheap mounts. Now bear in mind that the majority of the gold that I've ever made is from either gathering or through mounts. So it's from two specific sources of generating gold, and that's the ones that I feel are most competent on talking about. So that being said, I have a few different ways in which I like to personally craft my mounts. I have little things in which I actually do, like using transmutes in order to reduce the cost of certain mounts and all that jazz. So there are multiple different ways of crafting mounts and crafting the materials for those mounts in order to reduce the price, in order to increase your profit when you're actually crafting mounts. So what I actually did about a week ago, yes, my patrons have actually had a week of playing around with this, but I've actually gone ahead and I've made a spreadsheet going over a load of notable mounts and how to craft them exceedingly cheaply. So that being the case, let's just open up our Excel. So what we've got here is pretty much an ODS from OpenOffice. You can use this in Microsoft Word, and also there will be a link in the video today where you can just go on use the one in Google Docs as well. So you can either come to the Discord and get the hard copy, so the hard file, or you can get the cloud version so you can play around with that. So aside from all of this, what does this actually do? Well, what it actually does for me is it tells me how much I can craft my mounts for in specific ways. Now, what it actually does is we can start over in the materials section, and this is the material index. So this will be where you place all of your values. So whatever's in here, or whatever's yellow, the yellow boxes need to be updated with the corresponding material. So if you're on a server, you could go to the Undermine journal, you could actually be on the auction house, it doesn't really matter as long as you can get those values. So Pyrian bars, 85 gold and 58 silver, I've put that in there right there, and that's what I've actually done. And I've done this for all of the others of what it's actually going to be doing. What does this actually do? Well, the spreadsheet actually grabs all of these values for certain specific crafts, and we will go into things such as the Vial of the Sands, which when you jump over to the Vial of the Sands, there are three main calculators for this, and what it does is that it will take away all of the additional types of materials, add them up for how many to craft one of those mounts, and then will give you the profit corresponding with the material cost. So for instance, you have your baseline 2, which is going to be for crafting your mounts, which is the Vial of the Sands crafting calculator. That one will just craft it as it is, so you need 72 pyrite ore, volatile fire you need 120, same with volatile air, volatile water, and 128 volatile life, with 128 whiptail, along with 64 Ajara's belt and cinder bloom, and 8 albino cavefish. This goes over to the material index, which you've just updated, and it will calculate it, saying how much gold it's actually going to cost in order to buy out all of the crafting materials. For me at this moment in time, if I was going to use it just standard auction house craft, it will cost me about 12,302 gold and 96 silver in order to buy all of the actual crafted stuff. But don't forget, there is a gold investment when it comes to the Vial of the Sands. So what it does is it will take it into account with the reputation reduction in the cost of those materials as of 8.3, and also without the reputation, so like just the base one. So with rep, it's going to cost you another additional 26,100 gold upfront investment, and without the rep, and just buying it straight up, is 29,000 gold straight up as well. So obviously it's going to be with and without the rep, so that will determine how much profit you can make on top of that. Obviously get your rep, it's really not hard to get hold of, and what it does, it will tell me how much profit I can actually make from this. And overall, with the basic auction house craft, And what it will tell me is the profit margin is 11,597 gold, where with the rep. So without the rep, it's only about 8,697 gold. Now, I wanted to make this one just to do it off of that and just be able to get a decent overview of all of those materials. So what I did then was I crafted a farm to craft, so how many of this and throughout the time. So I've actually worked it out on how long it will actually take me based upon worth its metrics. So I went through there, did a few calculations and got the time of minutes on how long it would roughly take you to get a hold of all those materials, and then it will add it up into hours. So for farming to craft one vial of the sands, it should usually take you about 3 hours in order to do. So just so you know, it would be about 3 hours for one vial of the sands if you were going to farm up the additional 12,302 gold. That's so you can see, is it worth my time to go out and farm this as opposed to just buying it on the auction house? Looking at this, if I'm going to be farming for another 3 hours just to save 12,000 gold, I might as well just buy the stuff and just farm something else for a higher gold per hour. So that just makes sense, and that is a nice little overview for farming to craft. Now jump over to this one, and this is the one that I'm most proud of, and this is on majority of the mounts, and this is for optimized crafting. And for optimized crafting, what it'll actually do is it will source its materials based upon which one's the lowest cost for you. So for sourcing true gold, you're going to need true gold for vial of the sands. It will say it's now running the calculations based upon your material index that you updated. You also have to update the mount index as well to work out your profit as well, because obviously it matches it against that. But aside from that, it will also ask, there's 3 main ways to get a hold of true gold. You've got the Pyrian bars to raw to true gold, you've got pyrite ore to true gold, and you've got true gold, just straight up buying it. It will also tell you what is the method in which you actually do this. This is a transmute method, this is a transmute method, and this is a purchase method. And what it will do is it will find the minimum one, so the one that's costing less, and it will say that's the optimum way to actually source your true gold to save more gold, and it will go with that and then add that in onto there. So when it says optimal on the spreadsheet, what it will do is it will pick the cheapest cost for crafting of your mount, and then it will add that in to increase the amount of profit you're going to be getting. And so that being the case, that's pretty much what I've done. I'm very chuffed about the optimized one, and I've done that for Vial of the Sands, Panther mounts. I've done a optimized one for Panther mounts. I've managed to increase the amount of profit you can actually get, even though the profit margins are pretty crap. But here's the thing, if it's going to cost me a hell of a lot less, then I really am. Like, I can make about 3,800 gold on a Jade Panther using the optimal crafting that I did. So I'm pretty damn happy on that. Like, usually you're lucky to get anything at all. So with the mechanized chopper, I have another way of doing it, and the crafting cost for that will be something along those lines, and it will tell you the actual profit you're going to be getting from the optimized craft and all that jazz. What I found was, when it comes to crafting your mounts, is sometimes the ordinary crafting, so when we go into our main dashboard of this, if we can actually say that the standard auction house crafting, it produces for the mechanized chopper is a minus 2,366 gold profit. Like, you're losing gold. But me actually spending the time to go over an optimized method, and then it's sourcing its materials from different methods, I can then find out an optimized way, and now I can, and then instead of just doing a standard auction house craft, I can utilize my alchemists and my alchemy and also my smelting in order to increase the profit, which for auction house crafting optimized, which is right here on all of the mounts, is 6,000 gold profit for crafting a mechanized chopper now. So we've actually increased the profit, whereas instead of losing gold, we're actually making gold. And that is another way in which I like to go about doing this, and all of that jazz. So what you got to do is just update anything with the yellow boxes. I've just made it so simple, and then you can enjoy, because this is usually what I do, but I mainly use a calculator, so I thought I'd make a spreadsheet up so I can use it for mount production, and also you guys can use it for mount production. And all you got to do is follow the methods, which ones are optimal, and then craft your mounts for cheaper in order to create more profit. If you really want to get into all of mount crafting and all that jazz, I will be updating it with all the other different types of mounts as and when I get the chance to do so, and then I will just go over all of that stuff right there. Other than that, guys, that is pretty much the video for the day. I hope that you like this, and you can find the link in the description to the spreadsheet, or you can come to the Discord or Mission Bruto for cheaper mounts crafted. Other than that, guys, have an awesome rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow.